A legend is blowing around in these hills. Hidden within the breeze, you can hear the tale of greed and murder. If you listen closely, you can still hear the explosions echoing through the canyon and the screams of men crying out in pain. People talk of the sins my family committed in this valley, but instead of anger and hatred, they envy us because they believe we walked away rich men to enjoy the rest of our days beyond the law's grasp. Nothing could be farther from the truth, and I need to tell you that the McLeary mining legend is wrong. My name is Sean McLeary. It all began on June 22nd, 1884. Railroad construction was coming to completion across the western frontier, and many immigrants were being forced into mining. My family was in the copper mining business. My brother Red and I had a small operation going in the hills north of Cheyenne. Father had closed his mine in the Dakota Territory a year earlier, and today we were to do the same. I handled all the day-to-day work. Taking the Chinamen under my wing, I taught them everything I could in the short time we had. I called my supervising miner James after a childhood friend I had in Philadelphia. We never would have been successful without James's help. My family was dead broke. We'd lost all our money in the cattle business and needed every cent we could get from the mines. In fact, the banker was there that morning paying us for a final load of copper.
Well, copper's all loaded up on the train. I'm to get back to Omaha myself. Your brother here is not much of a conversationalist, is he?
No, he is not.
So it's payday, huh? Canary gonna die? Hill's gonna shake? Damn, I'd love to stay, but I really don't want to be a witness to what you boys are gonna do. You don't know what you're talking about.
You must be confusing us with those miners up in Rock Springs.
I know what you do. Everybody on the railway from here to California knows about your family and what they've done. Miners from here to Omaha talk about it with envy.
Come on now, nobody needs to get dead here. Fearing that the banker would send marshals after us, we quickly executed our father's plan. It wouldn't go completely without a hitch, though. I had told James he could keep the mine once my family was finished with it, and I meant to make good on that. But my father had given his orders, and you didn't question him. It was not done.
Some of the workers know the bagman's here. They're anxious because of their Rock Springs conflict. Some of my family's there.
Hey, it'll be fine. I just need you to hang in there for a couple more days, that's all. Keep the others in line for us. Hey, shouldn't you be down below too? Listen, I want a full shift today. I don't want to see anybody popping their head out before sundown.
James's family would all be killed a few months later in Rock Springs, where a massacre of Chinese miners took place. Bad things were happening to people all over the West, and we simply marched through our plan without hesitation. So we did the terrible thing people talk about. But the legend is only a half-truth. We did not go off and live the rest of our lives happily ever after. This is where the legend ends, and the true history begins. The trouble started when I realized I'd forgotten to get the horses away from the mine that morning. So after a beating from Red, we hit the trail on foot. We were to take passage on a secret path plotted by my father to meet up with our father and brothers in the Utah Territory. Once we were set up, we'd wire the money to our mother and sisters back east. They could then afford to travel west and meet up with us. The McLeary family would be together again.
Why do you think it is we haven't heard from Pa and the others?
They're just being cautious. It's good.
Maybe they got caught up in Salt Lake Valley. Got themselves another wife or two keeping them busy. I don't like the idea of hiding the rest of my life. I mean, I know Pog and the others got it all set up and everything, but nobody asked me what I wanted. You know, what if I want to take my share and get hitched or something? Meet a woman, start a new life. God damn, Red, I'm just talking around the fire here. It'd be so much easier if we could just take one of the main trails. The Mormons Trail. Wells Fargo Trail. California Trail.
The mountains proved to be uncompromising, and we soon ran out of food, water, and tobacco.
Red. Do you think Mother knows what we're doing out here? Make the money back from the cattle farm? I think Father's ever told her what her boys do.
Don't ever talk about Mom and work in the same breath. Just shut the fuck up and walk!
Things got even worse when we stumbled upon a young stranger.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
You boys lost?
No, we're not lost.
Alright, you boys have fun.
Red insisted on killing the man for his horse. Who knew Billy the Kid ever rode that far north? I would have left him for dead, but the fear of my mother's broken heart and my father's belt kept me from doing so. I knew we were done for, with Red dying and no horse to take us, but I kept moving along the path. I hoped he'd die, but not at my hand. Not yet, anyway.
My brother's laying in your field, injured in the leg.
They'll help me water the pig troughs in a few minutes. Supper's at 7.
I knew we didn't deserve this turn in fortune. I thought there must be some mistake. The farmer removed the bullet from Red's leg and cleaned and dressed his wounds. While I hid the gold far enough from the farm that I thought it would be safe. As if that gold was meant to be kept safe.
What line of business your family in?
Cattle. Well, we own 2 cattle ranches, but lost them in the winter of '77. Now we're in banking and such.
Pay $5 a month if you work the land, tend to the pigs. Keep an eye on your brother while he rests. Get him strong again.
We need a lot of help getting the crops out before winter. If you could stay, we'd be happy to send you on your way at the end of the season with $15, $20. That's what it takes.
Sure, yeah. We got that kind of money here on the farm.
No, of course not. You should know, coming from a banking family.
So I set off to meet my end of the agreement. The woman farmer, Camilla, had explained to me how their hired hands had abandoned them to die a few years prior, and they'd been living on vegetables from a small garden and chickens from an old hen. She said that winters had been tough. The crop fields had all grown over and hadn't been tilled in years. They desperately needed me to till and prepare the fields for planting in the following spring to begin to take care of themselves again. Camilla's brother, Ole, had a bum leg from childhood and was unable to do any work in the fields. So he took care of Red, watching over him and keeping his wound clean. Ole and Camilla had no way of knowing what we'd done to those miners. I was very grateful for that. Without Red breathing down my neck, I had a freedom I'd never experienced. I remembered a time when my mother pulled me aside and told me that I was different than my brothers, that I was like her and not my father. Maybe she was right. Maybe I was being given another chance to be that person that she thought I was. The McLeary curse was becoming a distant memory, and soon I would decide that none of it had ever happened, that I'd been a farmer here for as long as I could remember. I never set out to fall so in love with the land. I began to care for it as I imagined a father cared for his children. I never set out to fall so in love with her, either. Camilla and I would spend the entire summer together, dawn till dusk every day. It wasn't long before she promised her hand in marriage. After the season ended, that was. I would have to wait until all the work was finished before doing any of the things married people did. I thought I'd found it, the life I knew I deserved. But the thick of autumn was approaching with all the cool and storms that come with it, and I would soon be forced to make a decision.
Walk on that leg now, can't you? Should be out helping your brother and me.
Don't walk away from me, boy. How much they owe you?
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. They think we're bankers. I haven't told them our family name. The money's been buried the whole time, hidden away.
There's money here out on this farm. We need to find it.
No, there's no money here.
It's here. What's with the girl, huh? You getting distracted?
We're not gonna hurt her, Red.
Tough now, I'm a damn cripple, huh? Well, it won't be forever. Don't get too attached. I'm gonna take care of the farmers as soon as I find the money.
gonna be a frost soon. It'd be good if you could help your brother pull the rest of the field tomorrow. Till it over. Now that you're well.
I don't need any help. No, I can take care of it on my own.
We know that your brother's anxious to leave. It would really help us out if the two of you could finish that field before you go.
McLeary's so stubborn, you ask for a little help, turn their back. What'd you say?
What do you mean McLeary's? We never said that our name was...
We've seen your family brand before.
Where'd you see it?
Came through here about a year or so ago. It was burned into your father's belt.
Your father and brothers came through last season, helped us out a bit.
Stubborn communities.
Why didn't you see me?
You got it mistaken.
I didn't see your belt. Till now.
Was my mother with me?
No.
I was up well before dawn, thinking about things. It didn't surprise me that my father and brothers had been through this way. It was my father's trail we were on. But the vision of my younger brother and her, it wouldn't leave me. Suddenly, my new home was more fragile than I ever could have imagined.
You know, I didn't know you were related to them. They talked even less than your brother, and you never told me your name. Got to know your brothers a bit. One of them even asked me to marry him.
After all the work I put into this land, you know, this could have been something. This could have been our home. I have work to do.
What the hell was that? Hey, I'm talking to you.
How many other guys you got farming your land in return for marriage? Where are you going?
Have a good idea where the money is.
They said it's in the bank.
It's here. Saw the man carry up some cash from the back of the houses. Tomorrow you're going to be leaving for the Utah Territory. I'm going to send you to go find Pa and the others. I'll stay and take care of the farmers. Don't worry, I'll do it real peaceful while they're sleeping.
I barely noticed Red and his plan to kill the farmers. All I could think about was Camilla and my kid brother. And Red was telling me to abandon my home? That was unacceptable. Red's gone. All his stuff is cleared out of our room.
Seems he'd do anything to avoid putting in an honest day. We need you, Sean, for a couple more days. Then you can decide what you want to do, stay or go, whatever you want. It means a lot to me, and my brother.
With Red gone, things would get back to normal on the farm. I was going to be a good farmer, and in time she would understand that this was best. Then one cool fall day, everything would change with the arrival of an unwanted soul.
Are you a sight for sore eyes? I haven't seen anybody in days. Not since I left Fort Steele. Overrun by Indians. Got taken hostage for a week before we killed them all. They let me leave to go where I like.
Which way you heading?
I don't know, to be honest. I guess I'll just look for work wherever I can find it.
Come on. Let's get you cleaned up. Get some hot food in you, huh? Come on.
Thank you.
It was then that I knew no one would ever be able to take this farm from me. No one. There was much tension as the season drew to a close, and barely a word was spoken between us. But I kept on with the work, and finished preparing more fields than they could have with 10 hired men. And then late one October day, the work was done. Got a lot done today. Job is finished. And I was thinking that I'd like to stay for a while. For the winter. Maybe a little while after that.
I don't know if that's best anymore.
Camilla had made her decision, and I would make mine. None of the McLeary men ever made it to the Utah Territory. We weren't to go any further than that farm. And then, as if I awoke from a dream, I found myself back at the mining camp. To hear over and over the tale of the McLeary's financial success. It never ends. I do not know how I was brought back to this place, or how long I've been stuck here. But I can tell you that I have had plenty of time to think about things. I would do anything to make things right. To take back what I did. And until I'm given that chance, I will be here in this valley, telling everyone who will listen the truth about the McLeary legend.
She said it's just the wind, dear, and that I'd been away too long, and if I couldn't call on my parents, that I'd never sing my song. These winds, they are waiting. These winds, And I knew of other parents, but I never breathed away. I just dropped down on the ground and hid while she blew away. The